The Healing Through Love podcast with Sharlene Lynch and Rose Davidson. Dawn Reid discusses in episode 19 how we can heal our trauma through our chakras.
Well, I do offer in-person as well as distant. The great thing about energy is it's omnipresent, omnipotent, omnisentient. We can tap into energy all the way around the world. So the amazing thing is some of my most powerful work has been through distant work. And I mean, people have even had experiences of smelling the incense that I've lit, and they don't know anything during the session. They have their eyes closed, they're relaxed. But my distant sessions I do via Zoom. And so we are live in the Reiki den, the Reiki Zen Den, and we get all the ambiance going. And I bring out whatever their highest self and their spirit guides guide me to. So I tap into their energy before the session. And
The Healing Through Love podcast with host Sharlene Lynch and Rose Davidson would love to acknowledge Global Glamping Charities Incorporated for generously supporting this podcast. Global Glamping Charities, solving homelessness in all of its forms. Reach out to them at globalglamping.org.
Welcome to another episode of Healing Through Love. Each week, we share ideas, experiences, and resources to increase the awareness of domestic and family violence and to empower survivors to grow and thrive. We talk with experts who share their advice, or with people who have experienced abuse, no matter where they are on their journey. This is all about healing through love. And now, here are your hosts, Sharlene Lynch and Rose Davidson.
Hello and welcome to the Healing Through Love podcast. I'm your host, Sharlene Lynch from charlenelynch.com. Healing Through Love is a social enterprise whose vision is to shift awareness on domestic and family violence within our communities and to support survivors and victims. Our mission is to provide family and domestic violence survivors with a soft place to land by offering advice and services available to them and their families, and to interview experts and survivors who share their own story to offer advice to those who've experienced abuse, no matter where they are on the journey. I'd like to give a huge thank you to our sponsor, Global Glamping Charities, for their valued support. Their primary purpose is to solve homelessness in all of its forms. This includes people facing real potential of economic homelessness from the gap between real wages and the cost of living, and those affected by natural disasters and women who are fleeing from domestic violence. To find out more about Global Glamping, you got to be careful how you say that, Global Glamping Charities, find them at globalglamping.org. And today we've got a very special guest with us today. We've got Dawn Reid all the way from the United States. And Dawn is, she's learnt and she's a living experience from her own trauma from childhood to adulthood to break the cycles to now live an abundant life. And she is a Reiki master, a practitioner, a medium and an intuitive healer. And hello and welcome. Hi, Dawn.
hello, Sharlene. Welcome so much for that wonderful intro and for having me on this podcast today.
It's such a blessing to be with you. And isn't it amazing that we're on different sides of the world? It's a morning for us here and it's an evening for you there. And yet we still are able to connect energetically, spiritually, on every level and have these beautiful conversations. So I really thank you for being here and on such short notice too. So thank you for that. And, you know, I just love that you come from a place of vulnerability and life experience so that you can share with us, if you don't mind, a little of your story that's now led you to be this medium, this intuitive healer, someone who's in a position to now pay it forward and make a difference for others. Can you tell a little of your story?
Yes, Charlene, thank you. I find that in hard, dark, difficult times, even in chaotic times, it's hard to use our voice. We always revert back to our childlike ways. We hide, we suppress, we kind of just stay alone. And the one thing I want everyone to know from this is you are never alone, ever. It is hard to reach out and ask for help or talk to someone, but you are not going through anything that probably the next person sitting next to you hasn't either. So, my story a little bit started back in childhood, and it was sexual abuse. And unfortunately, that then stayed with me, and I attracted that throughout my life. And it just kept staying with me into my adulthood. And how I remedied it or fixed it in my early adulthood life was to be promiscuous and to really just, I didn't value my body. I didn't value myself. I mean, that's kind of, you know, that was taken away from me. And it was a long road. I had family who kept inviting me to church and I just wouldn't go. And finally, one day, I was 26, and I literally I had hair down to my knees. I cut my hair off. I quit smoking cigarettes and I decided to go to church, like all in one day. Something just hit me. So I started going to church, and with me, I need someone who's going to draw my attention in. I almost need like a showman type preacher. There was a couple that really hit it out of the park for me and really just struck those heartstrings. And it's like, okay, he's not just sending me a message, he's holy crap talking to me, like zoned in. So through a couple different churches, and then also rock and worship services, because I'm a rock girl. So the praise bands, when they get going with their music, I mean, that vibration, music is healing, frequencies are healing. So it was all kind of, yes, all coming together. And then in the end, I moved away from my church. I moved from Pennsylvania to Kentucky and got married. We've been married over 8 years now. I have 3 wonderful stepchildren. I have 3 grandkids. I have a dog. I have a farm and some animals. It's amazing. But in that transition, I stopped going to church because now I moved away from my church. So I started a really deep dive on a spiritual journey for myself. And I realized you don't need a church to be spiritual. You don't need a church to continue your journey. Thankfully, my church did offer online services. So there was some sermons that I was tapping into and listening to the music and vibing. But I found frequencies really helped me. So I started Googling on YouTube, and I would start listening to some frequencies in my earbuds instead of music. And frequencies really help open up the chakra system. And then I really didn't know too much about the chakra system. So I'm like, well, I'm feeling vibes. Something's going on. So I started doing my own little research because I'm a researcher. So I started researching more about frequencies and what that does to our body. And it literally just vibrates and resonates and opens up our chakra energy system and our guidance system. Then came some more turmoil, and my father was diagnosed with small cell lung cancer, and his last wishes were to do home hospice. So thankfully, I had a life that allowed me to go be his home hospice caretaker. We got an RV, we parked it in his backyard so he would still have his independence, and I helped take care of him. And I also homeschool our youngest, who is 15 now. I've been homeschooling him for 5 years, but it was a lot. And through that home hospice process, you grieve. Now, that's another strong emotion that we tend to inward. So whether you're grieving from something that's a personal trauma to your body or something outward, it's all a form of grief. And we all deal with it differently. When I was dealing with the home hospice with my dad, I had a friend who used to take my fitness classes, and she was a Reiki master. and a clairvoyant. So I went to her and I started having her do some energy work on me. And it helped me handle and move around some emotions and also bring into forefront the emotions that I had suppressed from my childhood. And we love to suppress things, but we need to really pull them out and we need to face them and then let them go because they don't serve us. And once you let that shit go, you can live such an abundant life and your perception really changes because you really start valuing who you truly are and your own love for yourself. And you start treating your own body, your own thoughts, your energy, you start protecting, you start changing the people who you hang around with as well, your social circle, because you start valuing yourself. And when you value yourself, you allow others around you to also have that value. So you really want to take into consideration your environment. Maybe it's your environment that you need to kind of change or shift a little bit to help with that self-love and that self-value. So I really do dive into the chakra energy work, and I work very deeply with chakra energy, our root, our sacral, our solar plexus, our heart chakra, our throat, third eye, crown, and above, because it really is about just moving that energy and tapping in, facing your traumas and letting that shit go and live the abundant life that your soul being has brought you here for this mission.
It's so true. You're speaking my language, the language of frequency. Together, Dawn, we can raise the frequency of the planet. And with every rising tide, we raise all ships. So I'm absolutely on that. I'm on the program with you. I love that you mentioned letting go. And that's a very powerful lesson, obviously to do with the lower chakras, letting them go so that you can live at a higher frequency as well. And I love that you mentioned proximity, because proximity is power. And we are the average of our 5 closest friends. So if you do want a different outcome in your life, who are you hanging out with? And how is that keeping you in those repeated patterns? I love it. So with everything that you bring to the table there, Dawn, what would you say is like your number one lesson for people who are on their healing journey, whether it be at the beginning of the journey or the middle or even towards the end where you're now paying it back to other people, making a difference? What would be your number one thing that you'd share with people that's important on this journey?
Well, I guess it would be to really just take a look in the mirror and really just start to try to fall in love with yourself. Because if you don't have that love and caring, nurturing aspect for yourself, you can't pour that outward and fulfill the mission that you were chosen to do here on this earth, in this here and now. Because we all serve a very deep purpose. And you have people who are inspired by you every single moment. So whether you want to believe it or not, you do have other people that are looking up to you. And I want you to start by looking at yourself in the mirror and just falling in love with yourself again, because you are worthy and you deserve it.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So that speaks of self-care and self-compassion and self-love. What do you have any practices? I mean, I do love mirror work. It's one of my favorite things, as you know, Dawn. I'm never very far without a mirror. So I do love, and I even have travel ones. When I travel, I take them with me.
Aww.
It's so corny, but that's okay. I'm a really strong believer in mirror work and the power of it. Have you got any daily practices that you would suggest for our listeners and our viewers that can help them move closer to this level of self-love and self-compassion so they can move forward?
Yes, Sharlene. One of the greatest gifts that you could give yourself is appreciation. So even if it's just for even starting out small, if you have to, 30 seconds to a minute in the morning, as soon as you open your eyes, don't reach for that phone, don't reach for nothing, just lay there, take a couple deep breaths in and exhale and just appreciate. Even if it's just opening your eyes, I thank you, God, for this day. I thank you, I'm here for one more day. I'm thankful I'm breathing. I'm thankful I'm here. Then do the same thing at night and end your day. I don't care if you've had the crappiest day. You lay down, you close your eyes, you take a few couple deep breaths, you exhale forcefully, get rid of the day, get rid of that energy. Thank God I have this pillow. I love my pillow. I love these blankets. It could be material things. It's just about shifting that energy into the appreciation state. And when you start shifting even just a few moments in the morning and in the evening, oh, you will see so many wonderful changes through your day. Your perception changes, your energy changes. Just being in a state of appreciation is one gratifying way that I like to start and end my day. Another practice that I do is going to frequencies. Frequencies is a very, very quick and easy way to really shift your energy or shift your mood, even. So if you're feeling short fused or aggravated or frustrated or depressed, go to YouTube and type in mood boosting energies or frequencies for depression or whatever that is that you're feeling. Type that emotion in and type in frequencies after it. Listen to a few moments of it and it will literally do all the work for you, and you can just enjoy it, and then your mood will be boosted and you can go on about your day. And don't forget to look in the mirror.
I love it. I love it. I'm a lover of appreciation. It's a small step to the left from gratitude. So the difference between gratitude and appreciation is coming from a place of present tense. So it also not only lifts your frequency to 540 hertz, right up there with joy and love.
Yes.
It also brings you into a state of presence. So coming from a place of appreciation, many people call it gratitude. Same, tiny difference. And that is tiny difference. And that is that appreciation is present. So that means you're also holding the frequency in the now. And that means that, you can channel better, you can get information better, you can get linked better, you can get connected to higher self, you can really come from a different perspective of viewing of what's happening. And look, literally time will bend for you. It's that fantastic. I love listening to different frequencies. It really is a mood shifter, and it really does help you with your mindset. And my favorite place to listen to them is in the shower, to listen to something that's going to help open everything. So I'm getting into that theta brainwave, and that I can really lean into those downloads and be in that state of intuition. I love it. You're speaking my language, Dawn.
Yes.
Two very, very handy hints: using mirror work, coming from a state of appreciation, and then obviously leaning into that frequency. So 3 very handy hints. So when you work with somebody, what does that look like? Do you work with them in person or online? Like, I know we're living in a different world. How does that work, Dawn?
Well, I do offer in person as well as distant. The great thing about energy is it's omnipresent, omnipotent, omnisentient. We can tap into energy all the way around the world. So the amazing thing is, some of my most powerful work has been through distant work. And I mean, people have even had experiences of smelling the incense that I've lit, and they don't know anything during the session. They have their eyes closed, they're relaxed. But my distant sessions I do via Zoom. And so we are live in the Reiki Zen Den, and we get all the ambiance going, and I bring out whatever their highest self and their spirit guides guide me to. So I tap into their energy before the session, and they will guide me to grab crystals, maybe some sage. It all just depends on what that person is experiencing in the here and now, that their highest self and their spirit guides are telling me they need to be worked on in that moment. So even if my client has a different perception of, oh, I want this and this and this to be worked on, that's absolutely fine. We hit on those too, but we hit on deeper stuff that they don't even have in their awareness yet. So we really just cleanse in. And we actually like to start with the crown chakra. After I cleanse the energy, we start at the crown chakra and we open up to your highest self and your spirit guides. And they are the ones who truly guide me through the session and show me what you need to have worked on. So that's kind of what my distant sessions look like. And then I do offer the transcription as well as the video link to them, so they can replay it or re-listen to anything that they need to re-listen to.
Oh, and what? It's like COVID happened for us, really, isn't it? It opened the door for the rest of the world to see what we already knew, and that was frequency is not just on this planet, it's universal, and it's not about time. It just isn't about time. This is just a construct. And so on the other side of COVID, sort of happy that the rest of the world is now caught on that now we can do all of this work, and it can be via that little black box and still have the same effect. It doesn't matter where on this planet or what time zone you're in, it all has the same net effect. What a beautiful place to be. For me, it's brought us all as a community online closer, globally closer, because now everybody's using this. And as a lover of healers, I'm a healer lover. I don't know if that's a thing, but I am. I love supporting healers because it's by helping them stand in their power and move up to the next level, they're going to be able to help and heal other people. And just love the frequency and the energy that you bring to that space of healing for people, because that's where we are now in this planetary cycle, healing the planet, healing the people, and so that we can move forward to the next evolution of us, of humans, of what life is going to look like when we've raised our frequency to the next level. And in order to do that, we need so many healers, and we need to teach people how to heal themselves so that they can be free of those family patterns, those cycles, and come from a place of love and not a place of fear, so that we don't have those family patterns, those life patterns repeated. And for those of you who believe, a little left of center, by healing now, in the here and now, in the present time, is that we're also healing future generations. Yes, and if you can get your brain around this, we're healing past as well. So we're even healing up to 700 years of past. I know when I first heard that concept, I thought, rubbish. Yes, and I have witnessed it myself, how it has managed to heal past and present and future. Time is just a construct. I love it. Oh, it's fabulous. Now, I just want people to know how they can work with you, Dawn. I'm a huge Dawn fan. How do people work with you, Dawn?
Yes, you can go to my website, which is www.peaceloveandreality.com, because we just love to connect to your energy. And once you get to our homepage, we have a little welcome video there that walks you through everything. And that's where you're gonna listen to your highest self and your spirit guides. And they're gonna nudge you and tell you where to go on the website and how we best can serve you.
I love that. I love that. And so you'll find all the information. Now, we'll add that website into the show notes and also the description. So whether you're watching us on YouTube, look in the description. And if you're watching us on any of the platforms, look at the show notes. Yes. And that way you can connect and check out her website. So if someone was curious about working with you, they weren't sure, what's the best action for them? Is it to go onto the website to have a look around?
Yes, I would encourage anyone to just check out the website and just watch the welcome video. And then you're going to feel a vibration. I guarantee you, you're going to connect. You're going to feel that vibration. And whether it's going to our blog and maybe reading a channeled message that you're going to connect to, maybe about self-worth, self-love, maybe about losing a past loved one, what that looks like, dealing with grief. We have touched on quite a few emotions. And again, I share this stuff because it's something I've experienced and I've encountered and I've had to work through myself. So everything is a shared experience. So again, you're not alone. So if you are on the website, it's because you were led there by your highest self, and they will continue to guide you to whatever service that would better serve you and benefit you. And when in doubt, hit me up on the contact page, drop me a message, and I would love to connect to your energy and how best I can help you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, right at the moment, as we speak, you're in the middle of one of your programs. Can you talk a little bit about that? I know the listeners might not be catching this as it happens, but they're regular programs. So I'd love you to talk a little bit about them so people know what they are.
Wonderful. Yes. Thank you for asking, Sharlene. I am actually working on a spiritual badass program. It's a mini workshop style course. It teaches you how to become your own clear channel. We all have intuitive abilities, and we just need to understand how our highest self and how our spirit guides are communicating with us. That looks different for everyone. So what I do is I tap into your energy world. So I call in your highest self, I call in your spirit guides, and I ask them to show me how best to get you in touch with them. So whether it's a random song pops into your head, or maybe you're seeing frequencies that you need to listen to that are geared more towards like a specific chakra, that can be a way that they're trying to communicate with you. Synchronicities, maybe seeing 333 on a clock, or certain numbers 1111 over and over again, finding random feathers. There's many different ways that our spirit guides and our highest self communicate with us. Trying to find what they're saying in that message can be the tricky part. So that's where I come in. Using my mediumship skills, I'm able to talk to past loved ones, your highest self, your energies, your ancestors, so I can get these communications and messages directly to you, and then they together can tell me how you are actually receiving these messages through whatever senses. So whether you're feeling something, whether you just instantly know something, maybe it's through your third eye and you're going to start seeing some things. So that's where we really connect and really just kind of get you to be a clear channel, your own spiritual badass. This is a perfect practice, even for the most busiest of people. We do small little meditations, especially appreciation meditations in the morning. We also do them at night. And then we invite our highest self and our spirit guides to journey with us through the day. So this changes your perception on how to go about your day. They help you make decisions, and it kind of brings you into awareness. Hey, okay, I got you. I know you're talking to me. I see the sign. So this really teaches you how to trust your intuition and how to communicate on your own with your loved ones and your spirit team. We are running this 11-day mini workshop. Currently, it's starting today, but we will be doing them consecutively. So if you didn't get in on this one, please go to the website and contact me, and we will get you in on the next round. I promise you.
I love it. And you're also on Facebook as well. What's the Facebook? I mean, we'll put the link in, but what's the name?
Yeah. It's under Intuitive Healer, Dawn, and that is on the Facebook business page.
I love it. I love it. Dawn, I think I could talk to you all day and all night.
Me too.
Sister from another country.
Yes.
And we've had similar journeys, and we've come out the other side now empowered to make a difference for other people by raising our own frequency and helping others raise their frequency so they can live the life that they intended in that full level of abundance. I love it. I love what you bring to this planet. I love what you do. And it's just a joy to have a conversation with you. I'm hoping this will be the first of many on this podcast, and that you can you've got something else, a new exciting happening. And we also run several summits as well. So it's been a joy and a pleasure to have you back. And that's it from us today. And thank you so much for listening with us or watching, however you have contacted us today and enjoyed this experience, and get to dive in deep to Dawn Reid and exactly what she brings to healing through love. That's goodbye from myself and from Dawn. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Healing Through Love. You can get further resources, see the show notes, or simply reach out to us via our website at htlaustralia.org. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to your company next time on the Healing Through Love podcast.